Hey everybody, what's going on? It's yours truly again, the girl with 9 lives, Cat Rio. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? I'm trying to be all funny and witty and shit and keep my intros consistent, but they're consistently terrible is what they are. Anyways, hey everybody, I just wanted to start today's video off. God, I cannot talk today. I just wanted to start off today's video by saying thank you to everyone that showed such an overwhelming show of support on my channel the other day when I posted the video about domestic violence. I was really moved by everything that you guys said, all your support, all the sweet words that you gave me. I really appreciate it. A lot of people were kind of surprised. I mean, the reception that I got about the video that I posted was all over the place. There were some people that thought that me posting the video was very brave and that I did a profound thing by posting it. Other people kind of were like, oh my God, I can't believe you talk about that and the internet, you know? And yet some people were just kind of moved to see me be so transparent and vulnerable, I guess. So honestly, you guys, I really appreciate all of your feedback and your input. I need it. I need this input and this feedback in order to keep the channel going in a way that's going to be informative yet entertaining to people. So please continue to leave comments, continue to give me your suggestions, and just the impact that my videos have on you. I do want you to know, though, however, that me being open about my life is nothing new. I've always been a very transparent person regarding my coming and goings, regarding the inner workings of the psyche that goes on. It's not really a mystery to kind of find out what is on my mind or what I'm going through at any given moment because I wear it right on my sleeve, you know? So it's really easy for people to kind of peg or measure what my energy level is for that particular day. I've always been an open person because I don't know any other way to be. It's very natural for me to talk about my emotions. It's very natural for me to talk about my experiences because I'm very much in tune with myself. And I'm very much in tune with the world around me. I'm very in tune with nature. I'm in tune with my spirituality. And I'm in tune with other people. So I have this comfort level that I know is probably not common, but it's certainly something that's not rare or unusual. It's just not something you run into all the time every day. But I don't think that anybody needs to waste their time in awe or amazement or in shock or horror of my openness because it's part of how we learn about each other. You know, being open, talking about what we experience in life with other people is how we measure where we are in society. It's also how we measure where we are psychologically. I mean, people that are by themselves, if they don't have anybody to bounce off their experiences with, if they don't have anybody that they can talk to and observe and ask questions to, then when you're by yourself, you will set adrift. And that drift will take you to your most weakest point. And that weakest point will become the most overwhelming component of your life if you're by yourself. I'm not saying if you're single. I'm talking about people that are lone wolves. People that are lone wolves 100% of the time. More like a recluse. People that are just antisocial and just, to themselves or afraid of the world or afraid of people. They will have this jeopardy and this danger of, setting adrift into their weakest points, right? But when you're somebody that's in tune and you communicate with other people, it's a healthy way to be because you can, like I said, bounce off where you are in regards to society and you can measure how your own, state of being is. On top of that, I seek therapy on a regular basis. So I always try to make sure that I check in with my mental health. I do have several different mental disorders that I've been diagnosed with throughout my lifetime. And so it's only responsible of me to make sure that everything is in check and that my cray-cray stays at an all-time low. And And some days are better than others, but I do that all without medication because I've been on the medication in the past. And although I think medication is very beneficial for people in the short term, I don't necessarily agree with the medical community that says that you need to be on medication for the rest of your life. No, sorry, not happening over here. Don't like feeling like a zombie. You know, one of the things the medications always made me feel like was kind of like blah. It's like somewhere in the middle. And that's just not where I want to be. Yes, I want help with the dark times, but I also want to feel the good times. And it's important that we keep in mind and keep into perspective that life is duality. You can't have one without the other. So life can't all just be good and jollies. There has to be some darkness to your light. There has to be something to contrast your experiences, you know? So although I hate when I suffer and I hate when I go through dark times, by me talking about it, that's how I deal with it. That's how I get through to the next moment, is talking about those difficult times, those moments where I feel nothing but despair. This is the way that I can get through things. I also work through things in my private time in silence, but it's all a balance, and I normally know how to execute this in a healthy way. So although it may be uncomfortable to watch videos like the one that I posted the other day about domestic violence, I think it's necessary. Not only necessary for myself in the way that I deal with things, but necessary so that other people can know that there's no shame in this, okay? The only person that should be ashamed is the one that's doing the victimizing. But if you're a victim of this scenario, there is no shame in that, okay? You didn't choose to be put in this situation, but you can choose whether or not to stay in it. And I refuse to be silent about it because I think that people too often are silent and they let people get away with shit. So by me talking about things and vocalizing it and giving it a face, you know, hopefully it'll deter people from being that way in the future. All right, now that being said, let me get back on topic because I went on a full-blown tangent just now, okay? So last time I went to the movies, after I went to the movies, I ran into my friend Jenna. Now, Jenna and I, we go back about 10 years, you know? And she and I don't see each other every day. We don't talk on the phone every week. But whenever we do run into each other, which is usually about once or twice a year, we always kind of pick up where we left off and we get along great. Now, since we're on the topic of the other day's video, my friend Jenna was a little put off by the fact that I was so open about this experience that took place with the domestic violence. She, in the past, has also dealt with her own bouts of domestic violence. And the way that she dealt with it was how most people deal with it. They don't talk about it, they bury it under the rug, and they just hope that it goes away. And I can't fault her for that. That's the way we're programmed. That's the way we're conditioned to be. So the way that I went about doing things was a little bit unusual compared to everyone else. So I get that. And I also get that people like Jenna will be put off by a video that I put out like that, because it makes them have to confront and face their own demons, and makes them have to look at themselves and look at the reality of what is happening in their own lives. We always act as a mirror, everybody. This is what I want you guys to know. In life, we act as a mirror to one another. So usually the qualities and the attributes or the things about a person that make you uncomfortable, if you take a look at yourself, chances are you possess some of those same attributes, qualities, and tendencies yourself, because we tend to project things onto other people that we do ourselves. So really, when we're uncomfortable with something that somebody is doing, the real challenge that I'll give you is to take a look at yourself and see if there's any similarities and be honest with yourself. I'm not saying voices to other people. I'm saying within your own time, in your private moments, analyze yourself and analyze this other person and the person that makes you feel uncomfortable, and try to find common ground. In life, we act as a mirror to one another. So usually the qualities and the attributes or the things about a person that make you uncomfortable, if you take a look at yourself, chances are you possess some of those same attributes, qualities, and tendencies yourself, because we tend to project things onto other people that we do ourselves. So really, when we're uncomfortable with something that somebody is doing, the real challenge that I'll give you is to take a look at yourself and see if there's any similarities with, and be honest with yourself. I'm not saying voice this to other people. I'm saying within your own time, in your private moments, analyze yourself and analyze this other person and the person that makes you feel uncomfortable, and try to find common ground. Chances are you will find a lot of things that you have in common. I'm not saying that's going to be the case 100% of the time, obviously not, but I think more often than not, that's usually the case. At least that's been in my experience, you know? But challenge it for yourself. I never expect people to just take what I say as at face value. Challenge everything that you're told, including stuff that I say. That's the only way you're gonna know if it holds water or not, you know? So, back to Jenna. So my friend Jenna, after talking with her about the video and telling her why I did what I did, she did come to an understanding of how I roll and how I go about doing things. But I don't think she's quite there yet to totally adopt my way of being. And she probably never will, and that's totally fine. My goal is not to change people's, way of being. I just want people to look at things differently, from a different perspective. Remember, my goal here is not to divide or to make people feel any which certain way. I just want to make the world a better place. As cheesy as that may sound, that's my goal. I just want to unite people, and I want people to love themselves, and therefore they can love other people, because this is a journey that I've been on. And, my journey has gone from self-loathing to love of myself. And I'm really happy that I can say that. So, I think I'm going to stop right there for the sake of sounding like too much of a cheese ball or sounding way too conceited or something. But, I just want to put this video out to let you guys know that I'm doing good. I'm doing just fine. So don't worry about me. I am a trooper. I will figure shit out, and I will be on top of my game soon enough. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you guys later.